Hello everyone. For this short video on marketing research, I thought it would be very appropriate to wear Rafael Nadal's Nike shirt. So what is it that you're doing right now? Collecting data. What is the data that you're collecting? You're collecting data that is already existing. So this is called secondary data. Then you may have to collect data that does not exist, which is called primary data. The first stage of research is marketing intelligence, which consists in continuously looking for data by scanning the environment, scanning blogs, websites from your competitors, information that is disseminated by your competitors that may give you a cue that something is changing, and that could be an opportunity. It could also be a threat. So all of these cultural changes, research being published, this is part of your marketing intelligence, continuously looking for changes that could be positive for your company. Then what you do is you collect qualitative research versus quantitative research. This is in the first phase, in the exploratory phase of your research, that consists in understanding what is it that is changing. That's the first step. And what is it that you need to do in order to improve whatever you're doing right now. So first stage is identifying, and the other one is looking for solutions. So in this exploratory stage, you will be doing secondary data analysis and most likely qualitative research. Qualitative research, by definition, is more focused on non-statistical data by actually interviewing and your customers, so for instance, or in looking at doing focus groups. So focus groups are small group of people that you will be having a discussion with in order to understand some issues, research issues that you may have. So you don't do all the time marketing research. You may be doing all the time marketing intelligence research, continuously looking for information. You may be doing developing new products or having some changes occurring in your market where suddenly you will need to do market research. Market research is usually time consuming, it's usually expensive, and therefore this is why sometimes you don't have to go through the primary data collection, because the secondary data, existing data, already answers enough with precision what you are wondering, that you don't need to go into further research. So quantitative research is usually what's done in the second phase, a deeper phase of market research, which is called the descriptive phase. In that descriptive phase, you focus on developing some methods of research that will be looking at capturing some statistical data, which will allow you to really get something which is more reliable. Qualitative research is somewhat less reliable because it's based just on a few people, but it's very deep. Quantitative research is less deep, is less answers questions such as why do people do certain things. It's more give you some kind of frequencies of why do people do things. So doing a survey, observing hundreds and more people, this is part of your quantitative research, versus asking 5 people or asking some experts what they think. This is qualitative research. Then the more in-depth type of research that some organizations do, it's called causal research, also called experimental research, where you will be looking at creating some control group where there will be some receiving a treatment, another one will receive a different treatment, and another third group, for example, will receive no differences. And what you will try to do is show which difference that you do generates the best response that you would want to get. And so the different treatments will have different weights or would be a very different treatment. And therefore, in experimental research, it's more of a simulation laboratory research where you would see that, for example, a different price will generate a different interest in the product, and you would have some kind of hypothesis that you would want to test. So research is very important. Research is the bread and butter of every business. Research is not a bad thing. Research is an exciting thing, because this is where you will be able to kind of chisel your market, search in your market for some changes, and then you will analyze those changes through market research in order to identify which of those changes you should go for, take advantage of, let go, to what extent, what's the best approach to go after these changes that should be opportunities for you. So identifying opportunities require that you do some research. Doing some research is positive, and doing some research is really fun. It's in a word, it's being curious and looking for opportunities. For the sake of this class, I strongly recommend that you work on secondary data, existing information, and also doing primary data through interviews of individuals and focus groups.